So today I'm going to be teaching you how I make my seafood egusi soup or melon soup. The ingredients you will need will be a variety of seafood. I've got here smoked catfish, stockfish, Baracuda. I've also got fresh seafood, mixed seafood. I've got prawns and I've got fresh tilapia. I've got onions, I've got bell pepper and Scotch Bonnet. You will also need crayfish powder, palm oil, egusi, stock cubes and your choice of leaves. I will be using bitter leaf and I'll be using Ugwu, which is pumpkin leaf. Now onto the cooking. To a pot we're going to put about 1/4 cup of palm oil, which is red oil. Then we're going to go ahead to put in our blended peppers, which is the onions, bell pepper and Scotch Bonnet. And whilst that's frying, we're going to put in some stock cubes. I forgot to mention, we need to season the fresh seafood whilst we fry this. So whilst that is still frying, 2-3 minutes, we're going to go ahead to put the egusi. I'm using 1.5 cups of egusi. And then we're going to try as much as possible to break the lumps up. After which we're going to go ahead to add the smoked fish. So I've got stockfish, I've got smoked catfish, I've got Baracuda there as well. And if you notice, I've put in the stock from the fish, which I steamed for a bit before putting it in. And then I've literally just rinsed the blender where I blended the pepper, because we want the egusi to cook properly. Egusi is a bit funny. If you don't cook it properly, then there'll be a bit of a problem. Cover that up and let that cook for about 15 minutes. After which, we're going to open that up and stir that up nicely. Then we're going to go ahead and put your choice of leaf. I'm using bitter leaf. And I'm also going to put Ugwu, but not at this point. So we're literally just breaking the leaf up and trying to mix it in as much as possible. Then you're going to go ahead and put some crayfish, as well as whatever seasoning you like. I'm putting some salt in there, and then mixing it properly so that all of the seasoning is evenly distributed. Now we're going to go ahead to put our seafood, mixed seafood. Remember, I've spiced this up. All I just put was some pepper, and I put some all-purpose spice. So we're going to mix that in, and at this point when you look at it, you know how thick you want the soup. I think I want a bit more water in it, so I'm just rinsing one of the places where I had the ingredients, and I've just poured the liquid. How much water you want, whatever. I mean, if you want it thick, then that's fine, but I wanted a bit more liquid in it, so I've just added some water in. So we're going to cover that up and let that cook for a few minutes. Remember, it's seafood, you don't want to overcook it. So a minute later, I've opened it up to add some iru, dawa. You don't have to do this bit. I just put the iru because I wanted. Some people use this in place of salt. Now I'm also putting in the Ugwu leaves at this point, because seeing as a seafood, there's only so much or so long that you can cook it. So I've put the Ugwu and I'm going to stir it. Now whilst you do this, you want to be careful, because it's seafood. If you don't mind breaking the fish, that's fine, but you need to kind of be careful, be nice, be tender with this process as you mix it. Then you're going to cover that up, and your soup should be done in less than 8 minutes. So between 5 to 8 minutes you cook that. You serve it with pounded yam or whatever you like. And yeah, that's it really. I've got a recipe that shows you how to make the seafood okra. So yeah, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you very much.